at the beginning of installing the theme, he said begin installations, and he made some message to you that okay, this theme require the following plugins. When something require, that's very important, telling you how important of those things. And said this theme recommend the following plugin. That is recommend if you like. You may, if you don't, for example, WooCommerce. If you are not doing anything related to selling or product, either digital or physical product, you may not need WooCommerce. But in generality, it lets you know that for you to work with this particular theme, you need a plugins. And remember, at the beginning of our discussions, I let you understand that there are three things that are very important when you come to WordPress development. I said the software itself, that is the WordPress, the theme, and what the plugins. When you're able to prepare these three things very well, it makes it easier for you to run everything smoothly, to make your job faster, easier, and deliver on time. You get what I'm saying? But you cannot work with either theme or plugin without understanding it. And that is why I show you a kind of a WordPress plugin when I do a kind of when we talk about this particular contact form, saying that this particular contact form is one of the most used. You can see 5 million plus, 5 million plus active, not people that are installed that are not using it. Active installation that people that are using it presently, they are over 5 million. And we have many of them. If you check, we have a lot of plugins that can work for contact form. And I said, personally, me, for the more than 10-20 websites I've worked on, I don't use any other plugin more than contact form 7. This is what I'm using. I can use other plugins to do any other thing that contact form can also do. But when you come to contact form, I use contact form 7 because it's very, very important. And I told you, see, don't jump to any plugins or anything without trying to understand it. Don't be in rush. And that is why don't be overwhelmed with what we are practicing in a day. You have installed the WordPress, you have installed the theme, everything is working fine. Don't be ever overwhelmed that when you are talking to a client or you are making a promise saying 2 days, 3 days. Don't do that. Let that person even make it give you a respect, telling you 2 weeks. 2 weeks for that project. Yes, give us 2 weeks. Inshallah, by God's grace. Anyhow, let that person feel that okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Even you can say 3 weeks, you can say a month. So within a month, you deliver it. But you know that if all the resources are provided on time, in 24 hours, you can finish everything. When I'm still do WordPress websites very well, I'm not talking when I'm trying to create my own team. I'm talking using team. In most cases, 24, 48 hours. That is time I'm also deliver WordPress website. 24, 48 hours, I'll finish it. There's nothing want to remain for me to work on that I won't be able to do. Are you getting me? If I'm talking of logo, color, everything, I understand because I have the skill, and that is why I even project this particular training to be graphics and web design. Because I know anybody that come to this training and that can work along with me and bring practicing all those things, there's no end of this training you'll be complaining of no have money. You may not have million, but if you're enterprise, if your mouth is not big like my own, you get a lot of project of 100, 70, 50. I can get it almost every week or every month. That'll be adding to what you are doing before. Very easy. Are you getting me? Yeah. This is some of the things that you need to pay attention on. Hey, your plugins is very, very important. You can't joke with it. Are you getting me? And we have thousands of plugins. Thousands. Even in the plugin repo, this is plugin repo of they have 60,430 free plugin. I say free. You are not pay one. There's a lot of pay one that you cannot find here. There's a lot of pay plugin that you cannot find here. And I said it earlier that think of anything. I want a a plugin for mash is it mash making. If I correct, if my English correct. Mm, I think it doesn't get my English, or me I don't write it properly. Okay, I think this is what the plugin that you understand what I'm typing. Okay, thinking of anything that you want to do. I want to look at something. Teaching online is very popular. I want something that is not popular. Um, uh, Maybe you want to be PDF download. PDF download. You know, something that is not really popular that you maybe want to do. See, PDF download. PDA invoice and packing slip for WooCommerce. Download monitor. Download manager. WC other PDF download. There's a lot. What you just need that now. What I type here is PDF download, and you can see there's a lot of other things because this is just going to bring a lot of anything that relates to what I type. Like you go to Google, you search for information on Google. There's a lot of things that will come. You are going to look at it pé print PDF email by print friend. You can look at it, what is this thing all about? You see what I'm looking for? You read the pictures, features. Print friendly is used by millions of people every day to help them save paper, ink when they are printing or generate PDF. Good for environment and people wallet. The right is stylish, I publish institutes UI and UX that enable end user love, editable preview. They are saying a lot of things. Benefits for publisher, automatically detect page content so that you don't have to create print.ds. I get me there. It depends on what you are looking for and supporting language. You see, the localized 30 language. Then you can look at a lot of, you need to read about it. You can't say because of I'm doing search for PDF download, I just see this one, I just download. No, you need to read about it, understand that particular plugins to know is it exactly what you are looking for. Is it exactly what you are looking for, right, before you install it. And some plugins, they will have some parts. Let's look at this particular. Now, you can have some part of it. They will say is what? Is paid. Come and see. They say this one free features. Those that are free. And when you come down, paid additional. This is when you pay, you get more functions on it. But if you're using free one, hey, what this is telling us is that with free features, if it is deliver what you want, voila, you don't need to pay for it. But if it is not and you think you still need this function or paid one, you may really quickly pay for it. Look at how much they are selling the premium one and pay for it. I get him there. It's very, very important to us to quickly understand that, okay, what and what do I need and what can you deliver it. Which is going to happen in my next comment. Like what I said here is after the plugin, we need to know how to plan a website project before the fifth one. That's my plan for this week. If you're able to cover earlier, we can still take some other things before we move to graphics. You can still plan some things so that you can move to graphics aspect of it. Now, I don't know if there's any questions. Okay, yeah, ask your questions. Mm. Yeah. Yes, what happens is that now, if you bought any theme or you want to use any themes, you I mentioned earlier that some of plugins that come with theme make it easier for you to use those theme. Now let me show you something. Like I said earlier, if you come to these things, these particular plugins, key key design this key design is the plugin that make it easy for you to see echo dashboard. Go and disable it. If you disable this key design, you will see echo dashboard will disable. It will just disappear. Are you getting me? The plugin that come with theme, they have their own purpose. Now, and as part of what you want to deliver or what you want to achieve with your WordPress website, there are still some other plugin that you need. You have free will to install 1 million plugins to your website. But be careful, too much plugin make your website slow. That way it can be penalize your website for issue of bounce rate when you come to marketing. Now, you may need to reduce the number of plugins. The plugin that you don't need, you may quickly remove it or delete it from your dashboard. Are you getting that? You may just need to do research of plugins that require for your what? For your job, and install it along with one that come with the the theme itself. Are you getting me? That, and another thing is that sometimes we have what we call a kind of a counter with some plugin will be having issue with each other, and that is why, so when you are installing the plugin, don't install 3 4 plugins except the plugin that come with theme. Plugin that come with you are free to install everything together like bulk install that we always do. But when you come to plugin that you are downloading, you go to WordPress plugin repo or WordPress repo to download one particular plugin. Don't install 2 3 plugin at the time. Install one, see the functionality, because sometimes if you have issue with your website or the theme you are using, it may affect your website. Your website may not come up. Then you can quickly go back to the backend and delete that particular plugin or remove it entirely. Then that is another thing you need to observe. Then don't rush install 3 4 plugins at a go. Install one, see the job, see everything is working properly before you install another one. And when you have issue of maybe your website is not coming up, you may need to go back to your, most of the time plugins create a lot of issue, and this is another thing I want to mention on that aspect. Now, is there is a lot of things that can happen. Sorry. Now, you can see enable auto update. In most cases, the plugin that come with your theme, you can do that as in automatic update, because if you don't update your plugins, the hacker may penetrate through particular plugins. Maybe the plugins you are using is outdated and the developer doesn't update it. If you are aware of that plugin, you may need to remove it and find another plugin to work for you. Or the the plugin is need update, like what you can see here. They say there is a new version of Akismet anti-spam available. Now they have updated, maybe when they know that there's hacker penetrate their plugin, they have do update of that particular area, they have blocked that particular link, and they want all their client that are using their plugin to update it. But me, maybe because of forgetfulness, or I don't check my website from time to time, see my website is there and they say I should update it. But now I don't update, hacker may penetrate through that last one. That means you need to do update. But me, I prefer do manual update. Because if you do manual update and you know that immediately you update this particular plugin, your website just disappear. Your website just disappear. What you need to do is to go back to backend. Go back to, maybe if it is cloud, you have already installed the cloud. You may need to go to your the backend, like what we have here. Let me show you. like what we have here, this our backend 80 dot for WAMP for SAMP. Just go back to, this is my website, just go back to here and I said WP content, go back to plugin, and that particular plugin Agismet, just delete it. When you delete it, go back to your website, refresh the page, the website will come back to life. Yeah. That means to do auto update in most cases it's better someone, maybe you may need to check your website of your client from time to time. Also do, you can do some, maybe set some target of 2 weeks or 3 weeks or every month to check your website or check your client website. Maybe if you need any plugin that need update them manually, so that if any issue happen, you may even know where the error coming from. But if you do auto update and everything just update and you able to know, the wahala that you need to trace that problem may be much for you. But if you do a manual update, you able to know that okay, this is what I did now and that caused it. You may go and remove that plugin or undo that thing to be able to see maybe that is the cause of that problem. If not, you are able to trace it back because the website is live already before those things happen. And when it happen, you can trace everything you do and return it or undo it to be able to see where the problem coming in. In answering your question more, you can install as much as possible plugin along with the plugin that come with your theme. I get it, but don't forget review them. Don't do bulk install for those ones. Do it one after the other so that you can able to track the functionality and the like. I don't know, is there any other questions again? Do you have any question again? Okay, okay. Auntie Mariam, are you with us? Hello, Auntie Mariam. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Now that will now take me to uh, uh, planning a website project, and I mentioned WordPress. Saying that because we have a lot of, as I mentioned even here, this is the category of WordPress. They are all competitor of WordPress, but they can't perform what WordPress can do in terms of fast delivery and the like. Now, when you come to issue of planning website, it's very important thing that you need to pay attention on. And from experience, I want to use the local content, as in what happened within us here, to explain this area to you very well. Now, you have already know that the first one is your WordPress, like the software you are using, and the second one is the theme. Now, let's hold on to the theme. Before you start a project, someone call you, Auntie Mariam, please, I need a website. Bra Fatai, I want you to design a website for me. Now, you need to ask a lot of questions. You need to ask a lot of, if I get my time, I will drop what we call brief to the platform for us to guide us more. But before you select any theme, don't be comfortable. I've got you this theme. Maybe I don't send the other theme to you in case you have a project. But don't be too much comfortable with those themes. You may need to look for more other themes based on what customer requests for. And one of the way that you can do that is first ask a client to give you a sample of website that he think of. The sample of website the client think of. Let him give up like one or two. That okay, irú nǹkan orí website tó lè fẹ́ kí website yín ó rí. Are you getting me? You may need quickly ask for that. You may ask for that so that you can able to understand your customer very well. And in this part, if you ask for any sample, you can use this particular website. Let me get the name gaga. um let me get the name is I will put the URL so that you can the what hey, this particular platform help us to quickly determine which WordPress even the theme the person use. Let me do something. Euro Media Academy .com.ng. Yeah. Okay. He said access denied to Draw Media. Thus, the site require password and perhaps its firewall is in place. Because you can't access to this website because of the way we deliver it. Let me move a little bit forward. You see the same thing happen, and this two website is a WordPress theme, but because we build it, we have secured it. Now let me look for a website. um, um, I want to see a particular website. I want to get a website so that you can quickly see Ganot Labs.ng. Let me get a website and I will. Sorry, some minutes. Some minutes. Hold on for me, please. So, this particular platform help us to know what theme, what plugin save the customer use, or the particular what a customer give us use. Because this will go to make our job easier. Yeah, you may not need to even bother if the client told you that that particular exactly that kind of website I need. Are you getting me? You may not need to bother yourself because you have what? You have already get exactly almost everything they use for that website. Already that website. Okay, sorry. I want to show something. I just remember this site. Okay, yeah. Let me put this one there, and you see what happened now. Just again, guys. Oh, okay. Website all. Let me check this one out. Yeah, can you see it? The name of the team called Red Black Solutions. The team homepage. The author. This particular team is also what? Is also a custom, but you can see the third plugin. The plugin they use for the gravity form and angel slide. Gravity form recap start. Can you see it? Now, if someone asked me to get him exactly this website, are you getting me? Sorry, exactly this red is. I'm going to just deliver. I just get it deliver, bam, because everything they use for the website, I've got it, I've knows it. I can just deliver the website. Although this particular website is custom developed, not one you can just buy the theme. But the same thing will happen if what? If if they use the pay theme. Are you with me? If they use the pay theme, this particular part will help us. If the customer quickly give you hello. Now, if a customer give us a sample, just go to this website what WP team is that.com. It will review what exactly behind that particular website. And this one go to now determine what team. If you don't want to get more problem, you don't want to do tough job, you have already know the team they use, you can only buy that team for customer. You can only buy that team. You will not disturb yourself unless the customer require some things that you think that team cannot deliver 100%. Maybe that particular team customer, apart from show you that sample, he also what? He also mention some things that want to add to that particular website, and you think you can get another better team that can do that. Along the way, you may in that way that will not determine which what which plugins. You know, this particular website review the plugin they use for us, but at the same times you may still need to understand other things your customer request for. Then you may need to know if that plugins is available for free or paid. Then after you research these two things very well, you know this is most three things that you need: WordPress, theme, and bot and plugins. Now, if you review it, that will now determine what is the cost of that particular website it will be. The cost of that particular website will be. Then if the cost of that website for with plugins and the theme is 50,000 naira, then we need to now look at the content, the image. Some of the website that you can get a free image from is called free pic. And you can also research that. You may need to research free image, but this one give you I need to get image for my client, or my client is submitting all the image. Now, another thing, this is for images. There are many of them. You may need to research that on your own. Another thing is now write up. The content, writing. When I say content here, I'm talking of writing. Now, this another issue that always come in place when you come to issue of website development, because most of people find it difficult to write about their business. Maybe some of them are lazy of sitting down and do it. Maybe they don't even know how to write. Maybe they are scared, they just have phobia for what can I write, which is also another issue. And as your own that collect the job, sometimes you may need to work a little bit harder to do that. There's a lot of solutions that can give us that thing. This is also a free and pay solution called copy.ai. Copy.ai give you some of where you can quickly write the content. Is paid and free. If you are doing more, they will quickly move you to pay one. You may need to research here, and you can use search GPT to also do some of your job for written. Prompt is a question that you ask the AI to do. This may need a little bit energy on your own part. Let me see if I can show you some of sample. Let me see if I can show you some sample. I can show you some sample. I think there are any sample content I'm pushing here. I think I have any. Okay, Now you may need some. Now you see when this is what they call 7 benefits of learning web development, and it returned all this answer to me. So it depends on how good you are about writing questions, and you cannot ask a questions if you don't understand what you want to do or what you are looking for. The question is based on what the answer is based on what you ask for. Then all these tools you can quickly merge together to quickly deliver your job as a web designer, because in most cases this can give you a lot of problem. Because customer will quickly expect you to do everything for them, which is not possible. But as a beginner, you may need to find means of doing those things. Then when you are able to assure of image you are using, you know the content is ready. All these things sometimes, and believe, don't jump by going to Google to search for image. This may bring problem to you later. Are you getting me? This may bring a problem to you later. It's very advisable to what? Either you use free images or you ask your client to provide those images. And in some level, you may need to get permission from your client for those image you are using, if they like it or not. If not, you may let them understand that they need to provide those image for you so that you can quickly use them for their project. But as someone that just beginning, sometimes it doesn't easy for someone to say, tẹ́ bá ti ní ẹ máa gbéṣẹ́ yín lọ. You may need to find means of doing that. And when you find means to do that, it's your own issue. That is why when you are searching for your project, now I said the cost of plugins and theme is what? 50,000 naira. If you want to search this project and you search 75,000 naira, believe that 25,000 naira, like 50% or whatever. If you start doing all this wahala, you will know what it's all about, because you may need to spend hours and resources to make this thing done. And that is why you need to look at it very well. You need to look at the charges very well. If you price the theme, you need to convert it to current black market, the same theme plugins, before you can give your client, and adding some expenses to it, some charges to it. All those things you need to pay attention to it very well. Now, after you are able to get the content, you get image, you need to be sure of how many pages. We take a break now very soon. How many pages are you going to do? Okay, let me stop here so that it don't affect those people that want to go and pray, and we can come back from here. We are talking of how to plan our website, and from them you can quickly speed up your job. Now